challenging your brain and body with interactive games and tests. Why is there no physical activity in today's health physical? Trazer is an holistic technology used to rehabilitate, prevent falls, and improve sport performance. Trazer reports provide you, your clinician, your physical therapist, or athletic trainer objective data to make decisions on your health and performance over time. Measure what matters to change your game. Take the Trazer Challenge. Confidence, growth, connected by Trazer.
What's up, everybody? Man, Eric Wilson in for the Sports Arena. Yes, on a Monday night, and can I say football is pretty much in full effect as we get set for the 2024-2025 NFL season. So, typically as we get into the season and preseason starts, what do? We like to go ahead and give our preseason predictions week by week. We break down whether it be the AFC or the NFC. Well, time this year has gotten away from us. So what are we going to do? We're going to do conference. That's right. We're going to do 16 teams regarding the AFC this Monday night. And then next Monday night, we're going to give you the NFC preseason predictions. So with that being said, let's not waste any time. 16 teams to get to, giving you my thought and opinion on each team, what I think is going to happen, and ultimately giving a prediction that I think is going to be how this team finishes at the end of the regular season. Now, like I said, in the past, we would go division by division, but I thought, let's do something a little bit different this time, shall we? What if we went by team records? That's right. And typically, you start at the top and work your way down, but you know what? I'm going to go the opposite direction, because I just feel that some of these teams, there's really not much to say. So when I do get to those more top tier teams in the NFL, especially in the AFC, there might be a little something more to have a conversation with. So I'm going to start with the team that finished dead last in the AFC. And it is a team that for 2 decades was synonymous with being atop not only the AFC East, but atop the entire NFL. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is the New England Patriots, finishing 4-13. Now, look, I get it. You had Mac Jones, you had Bailey Zappi. You're not sure which one you had each and every week. I mean, the only constant thing you had was Stevenson, but I digress. This team this year has done a little bit within themselves. New head coach in Gerard Mayo. Nice gentleman. Had a chance to meet him at the NFL annual meeting in Orlando. But this is not the Bill Belichick, Tom Brady team, and they're always talking about, well, the next. I don't know if we're going to see the next with the Patriots. Granted, they went out and drafted themselves a quarterback. Did not. They actually held on to their first-round draft pick. But, Drake May, I'm just not sure if this young man is conversely ready for what he's about to see as the 2024-2025 NFL season kicks off. So, I want to be fair to all these teams. You're not named Dallas, so it's okay. But at 4-13, and in looking at what this team is really still trying to put together, finding their sense of identity, coming out with not the greatest. And we did see maybe some injuries that had happened, which I still go back and say preseason is something that needs to be truly discussed. I understand that we all love football and we want to see it, but some guys are sitting, and I think it's albeit to their benefit. So, being who I am, 4-13 for the Patriots last year. Listen, if they come away with 6 wins, to me, it will be a success. To all of those who are still licking their wounds and wishing, hoping, and praying that Tom Brady would come back for one more time, even though he said he's a Patriot forever, he ain't coming back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make that very clear. I'll say, you know what? I'll say 5-12. They get one more game better than they did last year with Drake May as the starting quarterback. All right. Let's move on to a team that, for everything, I truly, truly hope that this team right here, the Los Angeles Chargers, I truly hope that this team has a resurging year. Now, they should, given that they have a new head coach in Jim Harbaugh. Justin Herbert, I think, finally has someone who is going to back this young man up, be in his corner, and let him do what we all kind of want and anticipate Justin Herbert doing. But again, 5-12. When you're the Los Angeles Chargers playing in the AFC West against the Kansas City Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl champions, playing against an Antonio Pierce head coach led Las Vegas Raiders, who in my opinion got better. And now you've got the up-and-coming Bo Nix under Sean Payton, who a lot of people are already considering to be, on paper, or even how he looked in preseason, the next Drew Brees. If you are the Los Angeles Chargers, you have to make a statement. And 5-12 ain't that statement. Let me welcome in my brother, joining me here tonight on the Sports Arena. The playmaker himself is in the building. Good evening, sir. How are you?
What's up, bro?
What's going on, my brother?
Busy as usual, but curve out some time for the bit, bro.
All right, so we're doing the AFC tonight, giving everybody our preseason prediction. And I've only done one team so far, which is the New England Patriots, who went 4-13 last year. I said they'd do 5-12 this year. Really quick before I continue on with the Chargers, give me your thoughts on the Patriots.
So, basically a rebuilding year for New England. New coach, new quarterback. You traded away one of your best defensive players to the Atlanta Falcons, so it's a rebuilding year. So, I can see 5-12 for New England.
Okay. Now, I was just talking about the Los Angeles Chargers, who I said need to make a statement this year. 5-12 is just not who this team is. Or, let me ask you, are we blinded by the fact that we know what Justin Herbert is capable of, that we give this team high expectations, but they just can't seem to get over the hump?
The problem with the Chargers, they are always one of the top injured teams every single year. So we never get to see the Chargers fully. And it's one of those things, it's like Chargers like one of them teams that's like, whatever they do, it doesn't go their way, no matter what. Now you bring in Jim Harbaugh, who is back in the NFL. So things with how I look at coaching, whether it's professional, college, all right. I like to take the first year as it is, because new coach, new system, new coaching style. even though most of the players are still the same. They have to learn a new terminology. They have to learn different ways. So I always take the first year as it is. But most people, to what you just brought up, are still going to put the high expectations on the Chargers because you still got Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh is finally back in the NFL.
Right.
So for me, they should be better than 5-12, no question.
I look at this and again, maybe I am looking at it through rose-colored glasses because I know the talent that's on this team. But what you said carries so much weight. Just when we think they're going to break through, the injury bug plagues them to where they lose a player for 6 to 8 weeks, or they lose a player for the entire season. Looking at them at 5-12, knowing that they are in arguably the division that no one outside of the AFC West wants to play in because you got to play Patrick Mahomes twice a year, I respectfully say they can get 8 wins, but that's on the course of me saying something's going to happen to where someone's going to get injured. Not that I want it to, but that's just what has been shown. If they can stay healthy the full season, in my opinion, this is an 11-win team.
I'm good like this. The Los Angeles Chargers is basically the Los Angeles Clippers. You look at that roster, you be like, I love the roster.
Yeah.
For some reason, one key player goes down, and it's like, here we go.
Okay. All right. I say they get 8 wins.
8
Let's
wins.
move on. Go ahead.
Yeah. When I see when you got the Panthers on your schedule, we got the NFC South on your schedule, you can get 2 wins out of that division.
You play the Broncos, the Raiders, and the Chiefs twice. You got to come away 3-3. At the very least, defend home turf. That's 5 wins right there. If you get 2 from the NFC South, 3 from your respective division, that's 5. I can see them pulling out maybe 3 more wins. Games that maybe we don't.
I want to say they should win at New England, but that's in late December, so we know how Hollywood teams do.
Yeah, West Coast teams, depending on the weather, and West Coast teams sometimes don't travel well coming over to the East Coast. So, yeah, I know.
They got the entire AFC North, so
they might get Cleveland.
So
we'll talk about them in a minute.
Wins might be the ceiling for the Chargers for you.
But again, if they're healthy, this is an 11-win team. Let's move on. And again, how I'm doing it tonight is typically I go division by division, but this year I decided to be different since we're going through all 16 teams in the AFC this week and then all 16 teams in the NFC next week. I'm going by your record, and I'm starting from the bottom before I get to the top. So the next team on that list, and this is a shout out to my brothers up there in Nashville. We're talking about the Tennessee Titans at 6-11 last year. 6-11. Okay. This is a team with Ryan Tannehill. This is a team that had Derrick Henry. And it just seems like Tennessee, for whatever reason, has become the bottom of the AFC South. So when I look at 6-11, and I know my boy Mike Patton and the halftime shows on Cortland Griffin, I'm sure, are chomping at the bit, waiting to say something. And I know I'm going to hear it from them. But, fellas, let's keep it a buck. You 6-11. You look at your schedule. I believe Houston, after what they did last year, if they can replicate the second half of the season into the postseason, the Houston Texans are going to be a true contender for that division crown. I go back to Antonio Richardson. I think we didn't see all of him because of his injury. And if that young man plays like how he started, the Colts might be in contention for that as well. And I can't ignore Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence. So at 6-11, I say Tennessee stays the same with a 6-win season.
My buddy Cole Johnson's going to love me for this.
Okay.
He's gonna love me for this. I give them 3 wins.
Ooh. Ooh. Goodness. 3.
You open it up at Chicago,
Okay.
and the way people talking about Caleb Williams, that could be a L because we don't even know what Tennessee gonna look like. You got Aaron Rodgers coming to your place. And if he's healthy, if he make it past 4 plays, Tennessee's in trouble. You go to Miami, and we know how Tennessee does in the state of Florida outside of Monday night. And I'm pretty sure Miami gonna want payback for what happened on Monday night. That's the reason why they had to go to Kansas City instead of hosting a playoff game.
Facts.
You already talked about the division, so that's already 6. There's already 6 games right there between those 3. At Detroit, at Buffalo, at the Chargers. Do I need to continue?
No, you don't. Okay. I'm just saying, in the past, others who have come on this show have given teams 1 win, 2 wins, 3 wins, and have regretted it when the season was over. So that's why I say to you, I have to be respectful to the NFL team that is Tennessee Titans and say they get 6 wins. Same as what they did.
But when I'm looking at their schedule and seeing the offseason move, man,
I know. I get it. Listen, I get it. And we got 13 more teams to move on. So you said 3. I'm just saying, when they hit that 4th win, you're going to have to come back on the show and apologize to them.
Hey, you know me. I'm not afraid to say that I'm wrong.
I'm just letting you know.
But if they get that 4th win, whoever give them that 4th win gonna hear from me though.
Speaking of the Jets, you brought them up. The Jets, and again, we can't give them a pass because Aaron Rodgers went down because they still had a defense, but that does play a major factor into their 7-win season. Now,
I'm surprised they got 7 wins with Zach Wilson at quarterback.
But they did. Say what you want about them. That defense held up and got them victories. Okay? So, again, what I said about Tennessee, I have to say about the Jets. Now, again, Aaron Rodgers healthy? Yes. That man's going to be on a tear. It's going to be Rodgers to Wilson all day long. Garrett going to have a breakout season. But what I'm saying to you is, looking at Buffalo and Miami, the Jets have a shot at being second in that division. But honestly, it's going to be between them and Miami for who gets that last spot in the wild card. 7-10. I say they get 10 wins. They flip the script and go 10-7 with a healthy Aaron Rodgers.
See, I wish I can get a 1-week preview before the Jets because when you open up that San Francisco after what happened to Aaron Rodgers last year, I have some trepidations.
I get it. But correct me if I'm wrong. The game's in San Francisco, right?
It is in Santa Clara.
Okay. Where's Aaron Rodgers from? What team did Aaron Rodgers want to play for? San
Francisco. He grew up a 49er fan.
Right. So you don't think that when he goes in there, coming back off of what happened to him, he's not going to go in there and have arguably one of his best games to show everybody and to remind everybody who he is? Come on now. You know, whether players admit it or not, when the schedule comes out, all of them circle a particular game on the calendar. That's their game.
And and Brian Snow gonna love me for this, but if I know the 49ers like I do, I think they sucker every game on their schedule because they are angry.
That's fine. They can be angry. But you know what anger breeds? Anger breeds your loss of focus and discipline because you are so dialed in on one thing that you miss the other fundamentals, and that's where other teams capitalize on you.
So I'll say
because if they know, oh, this team's got a huge chip on their shoulder because they were a play or a moment away from winning the Super Bowl. Now they're going to go in like they're going to be a house of fire. Sometimes all that anger doesn't benefit you.
I'm going to say
you got to release it. And I know they're going to release it on the field, but go ahead.
A healthy Aaron Rodgers at Buffalo, home to the Dolphins, will determine the winner of the AFC East.
Okay.
If Aaron Rodgers is healthy throughout the season.
Right. I said 10-7. What do you say?
So if Aaron Rodgers is healthy, if he's healthy.
Right.
11-6.
Okay. Fair enough. Let's move on to the new look Denver Broncos under Sean Payton with Bo Nix. As I said, people are calling this young man the next Drew Brees because he fits the scheme of what Sean Payton did with Drew Brees. So I'm going to ask you, give me your thoughts really quick on Denver Broncos and what you think Denver is going to be like.
Can y'all not compare this man to Drew Brees? The man just
it's too late. It's too late. The word's already out. Too late. Keep it moving.
Good gracious.
I'm just saying.
For Sean Payton, you better hope Bo Nix is what people are comparing him to, because what you did to Russell Wilson will come back to bite you if this doesn't work.
Exactly.
Now, you ain't beating the Chiefs. I don't care. Even with Bo Nix, I love Bo Nix.
One time at Mile High?
No, they're not. No.
Okay, remember you said that.
No,
because you gonna be a regular on this show by the end of the football season.
No. Raiders, I can see a split, maybe a sweep, because I don't.
And they're next, and I'm gonna say what I want to say about them. But go ahead.
Chargers, I can see a split.
Okay.
The rest of this, you got the NFC South. You got that. Look like you got the AFC North. Ugh. The NFC North going against the AFC West. Ugh. Oh my gosh. All right, you went 8-9 last year. I'm gonna go right around that ballpark again, 8-9.
I said 9-8, and I say that because we moved to our next team, which also went 8-9 last year, and that was the Las Vegas Raiders. Let me tell you something, Playmaker. I truly wish you could have been there when I had the opportunity to interview the head coach, Antonio Pierce. And just hear in his voice the level of commitment and discipline he has, not only for himself as the head coach, but for this team. I'm going to tell you right now, the Las Vegas Raiders are going to compete for the AFC West crown against the Chiefs.
Okay.
I know Gardner Minshew has been named the starter. He beat out Aiden O'Connell. But that team has, when it gets down to the 53-man roster, that team's going to have 53 hungry dogs led by one of the most authentic head coaches the NFL has ever seen in Antonio Pierce.
I got you.
I'm saying 11-6, possibly 12-5.
Okay. Can't go that route. I can't.
Okay, that's fine.
It's nothing to do with the players or they schedule. Remember, I just said they playing.
I know.
I've
seen it.
That schedule. Oh my gosh. With that schedule, I gotta go 9-8. That okay. That's because how y'all do?
They're gonna pull out wins that people aren't going to expect them to win. It's going to be because of that right here.
Week 2, they had Baltimore in that, and if they come out of week 2 with that win, then I can see your prediction coming out because you got to win. They're gonna have to win some games they're not supposed to win.
Right? Yes, but it's gonna be because of Antonio Pierce and what he has breathing. He's breathing a new energy, if you ever, Playmaker, get the opportunity, just talk to Pierce one time. That's all I want you to do. Ask him a question, have a moment with him. If you don't feel like this man got all of his sugar honey iced tea together, doing it his way, being who he is, not conforming to what an NFL coach is supposed to look like or be like, but is getting the results that people want him to get and people who maybe are against him, he is proving them wrong. Bruh, all I'm saying is to be in the room with these coaches and to have these conversations, you feel some type of way after talking to them. And I'm telling you, he a real one. That being said, speaking of real ones, what is your thought on the next team that we're going to talk about? And in fact, that is the guy that I mentioned before, Antonio Richardson and the Indianapolis Colts. Because I feel if they're healthy, that division is going to beat up on each other like the NFC East does. They're going to go 9-8, but it's going to be for a division title, whether it be against Houston, whether it be against Jacksonville. What are your thoughts on Indianapolis?
AR, stay healthy, please.
Yeah.
We went through this at Florida. Then you went through your rookie year with the Colts. That's why he said that, because I'm a Gator fan. Stay healthy, please. Because if you stay healthy, literally, if you stay healthy, with the NFC North on the schedule, we don't know what Chicago's going to look like with Caleb Williams. Looks good in preseason, but we don't know how it looks in the regular season. Packers came out, looked strong last year. See, can they keep it up? Detroit, that's going to be a tough one. All right. And then you got Minnesota, who unfortunately lost JJ McCarthy to a season-ending injury. So, AR, you stay healthy. And I can see the ALC South being a three-way battle.
Yeah.
So, with this, give me 10 wins for the Colts.
Okay. So then, since you've given them 10 wins, what are you giving Jacksonville?
Jacksonville.
Be honest now.
Jaguars.
I know they in your backyard.
Oh, they in my backyard. I don't mean nothing. That do not mean nothing. I don't think you heard me last year when I was going after the Jaguars because I knew what they was going to do.
I listened to the playmaker.
As soon as they did what they did with the Simpsons and Fortnite, I knew they was like, y'all don't mess up. Y'all going to let Houston catch y'all. And look what happened. If they can cut on the freaking turnovers, Trevor Lawrence, you should be back where you're supposed to be at, which is number one in the division.
That ain't happening.
But I don't know if y'all can cut back on the turnovers and the mistakes that y'all make. So, with that being said, now you do finish the season with the home visit by the Titans before you go to Indianapolis, which y'all have been owning as of lately.
Yeah.
So if I'm giving the Colts 10 wins, and if Jets would do what they're supposed to do, give me 11 for the Jaguars. But knowing the Jaguars, they gonna make me look stupid because they ain't gonna play right.
Listen, I love Trevor Lawrence, and I don't think anybody loves Dougie P more than me, even though he ain't no longer in Philly.
He brought you a Super Bowl.
Because that man brought me a Super Bowl as the head coach.
And he did against Tom Brady.
So I always got love for him. In my eyes, Dougie P, he don't get no checks in Philadelphia. But all that being said, at 9-8, I gotta look at them and say they're gonna compete for that AFC South. They're gonna beat up on each other. Ooh, I'm gonna push this one and say 10, but I don't know, just because how the divisional play between Jacksonville, Indianapolis with Antonio Richardson being healthy, and Houston, those games are going to be very truth-telling for the end of the season. That matchup that you spoke of, which it is Jacksonville and Indianapolis, Week 18, that should be Sunday Night Football for the crown, because I think that's going to determine who gets in as a home playoff team and who maybe doesn't get in at all. It might be winning in, simple as that. All right, let's move on to the next team. And I'm going to very simply say this, keep it short, sweet, simple, and to the point. As long as Joe Burrow is on the field, Cincinnati is getting 12 wins.
Can I put a caveat in there?
Sure.
Can y'all pay Jamar Chase, please?
Facts.
Because what he just said is notified Jamar Chase in the interim. So go ahead and pay Jamar Chase. T. Higgins already there. He's going to play the 1 year. So what he said, if they stay healthy, they are not going 9-8. I guarantee you that.
No.
They will not be last in the AFC North.
Nope.
If they are healthy, this might be the year all 4 teams in the AFC North might make the playoffs.
Cleveland ain't getting in. If Cleveland gets in, it'll be on the shoulders of one Myles Garrett, and we will talk about Cleveland in a few, but I have Cleveland fourth in that division.
With a healthy Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase getting his bag, the Bengals can give me 12.
That's what I'm telling you.
The Bengals can give me 12.
But now let's go to the next team, staying in the AFC North. Very simply, the Pittsburgh Steelers, who all the talk this preseason seems to be like, is Russ starting? Is Justin starting? Is Justin starting? Is Russ starting? Mike Tomlin as the head coach, last time I checked, always has a winning season. So whether it be 9-8 or whether it be 10-7, Pittsburgh is going to be that team that we're going to stop talking about them come Halloween. There's going to be an up and down. 1 week they're odds-on favorite. The next week they're at the bottom of the barrel. It don't matter. They are going to have a winning season, whether it be Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. And this is going to be another year where people are just going to overlook, in my opinion, the Pittsburgh Steelers because of the track record and the history of this team. Now, before you give me your pick or your prediction, your pick, who do you want to see as the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers week 1?
Can I pick neither? And it's neither one of them falls. It's just
no Mike Carrot.
This offensive line. Oh my gosh. Like, all right. Y'all have 4 weeks, Pittsburgh. You go to the Falcons, you go to Denver, you got the Chargers for your home up, and you go to the Colts. If you come out of them 4 weeks 2-2, I feel good. Okay?
2-2.
2-2. 2-2.
Who? Wait. Say those teams again. The Falcons.
At the Falcons.
Okay.
At Denver.
Okay.
They home openers against the Chargers, and they go to the Colts.
That's 3-1 all day.
When you have 3 road games out of 4 to start the season,
that's 3-1 all day. Did you forget about their defense?
No, I didn't forget about the defense.
That's 3-1 all day, and I'm actually saying they could potentially run the first 4.
If y'all can go 2-2, because I feel what's going to be the starter. Because if I know Mike Tomlin's going to go with the whole veteran starting off, see what we got, make sure everybody's good. If I can give, I'm actually being nice by saying 2-2, okay? Because I know how road games are, especially at the beginning of the season. Your first 2 games are both on the road.
All right.
Y'all go 2-2 in the first 4. I'm good. And if we're 2-2, Mike Tomlin's going to continue to have seasons where he doesn't have a losing record, which means give me 10 wins for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right. Let's go on down south to the 305.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. We hit Miami on this one.
The Dolphins.
11-6. A team last year that put up 70 on Denver. And then 2 or 3 weeks later, whatever it was, they got beat by my Philadelphia Eagles. And all the talk just from there just was like, who are the Dolphins and where are they? And you know what? Like I said when we were talking about the Jets, this Miami team is middle tier. That's who they are. Okay? Cincinnati's better than them. Kansas City's better than them. Baltimore's better than them. Buffalo's better than them. A healthy Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets are better than Tua with the Cheetah and with Jalen Waddle and the Dolphins. Yes, I said it. Whatever blow black you want to throw at me, y'all already know. As I always say, I ain't a hard man to find. Miami has to do something special other than put up 70 to prove to me, just me, not anybody else, just me, that they are a worthy AFC East winner as well as a true contender when it comes to the postseason. Miami at 11-6 this past year, I think they take a slight step back and say 9-8.
All right, so I'm gonna reiterate what I brought up earlier when we talk about Tennessee. We talking about the same Miami team that can put up 70, but choke a home game on Monday Night Football to Will Levis and the Tennessee Titans. That unfortunately that cost them the division, and they had to go to Kansas City, which was -4 degrees for that game. And everybody and their mama and their grandma knew they weren't going to win that game because of the weather. That Miami team we talking about?
That Miami team.
Mm-hmm. So you open up at home against in-state rival in the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's a point game for both teams to come out the gate. Because we looking at see what both y'all going to look like.
You ain't wrong.
You got the Bills coming at you. That's a prime time game. You usually beat the Bills at home, so it should be no different. Especially in prime time, right?
Week 2 is the game in Miami or is it in Buffalo?
It is in Miami.
Oh well, then they gonna win that game. When do they play Buffalo in Buffalo?
That would be, let me see here, November 3rd.
Oh yeah, that's an L right there. Put it up. I mean, hold up. That's an L right there. November 3rd. Put it right.
So that's like what I did with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Home to Jacksonville, home to Buffalo, at Seattle, home to Tennessee. If you can come out 2-2, and I'm being very generous to you Dolphins fans right now, very generous. If y'all can come out 2-2, I can see y'all going back 11-6.
No,
because y'all will find a way. I mean,
even if they go 2-2, they still ain't getting 11 wins.
I mean, the only games that I know for sure they're not going to win. I mean, for sure. At Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
When y'all bring y'all butts to LA to go against the Rams on a Monday night, y'all not winning.
Stop it.
Y'all not winning that game.
Stop it.
I'm being dead serious.
Biased. You biased.
You talking to a guy who picked the Rams to go 11-6 last year, and they went 10-7.
No. Any Ramley talk that you be doing, we know.
I'm telling how I see it. You should already know that.
All right. We're gonna talk about the Rams next week.
I know.
Make sure your butt is back here for that one. But
I plan on it. I mean, the Raiders, that's up for grabs. That can go either way. At Green Bay, Sunday Night Football.
When
should go Thanksgiving week.
Oh no, they losing that one too. In Lambeau, they losing that one too.
You got the Jets at home. You go to Houston.
Miami can't play in cold weather. I don't care what.
Hey.
I don't care what any Dolphin fan says.
I'm not saying this. They will be in contention yet again for the division crown. That's all I'm saying.
No. With a healthy Aaron Rodgers? No.
They will be in contention. I didn't say they'll win it. I said they'll be in contention.
All right, let's move on to Cleveland. Because as I said earlier, the only way Cleveland's getting 11 wins and fighting for something to play in is if Myles Garrett has another just stellar season.
Is this the fact that they're the Cleveland Browns or the fact that Deshaun Watson is at quarterback?
Both.
Okay.
Both. Okay. Let's call it what? Let's call a spade a spade. Everybody wants Deshaun Watson to be 2018 or 2019 Deshaun Watson. Father Time has caught up to this young man. He ain't even young no more. All right? I don't care if you do have one of the best running back tandems in the entire NFL. I don't care if Myles Garrett is your defensive leader each and every week and is consistent. You Cleveland.
But you're talking about a team with a heart. You're talking about the Raiders with a heart. Cleveland can match them with heart. They come to play every week. I'm like,
No, my brother.
And that's actually funny because they actually go to Las Vegas this September 29th.
Right. And they fitting to get whooped up there.
That's a game you need a circle for you to watch.
Trust me, I'm gonna watch it. And I'm gonna come talk about it the next night, right back here on the Sports Arena. And if Cleveland should be so fortunate enough to beat the Las Vegas Raiders, I will gladly say I was wrong and apologize to Cleveland. But until that time, no.
I mean,
Cleveland's getting 8 wins.
They can do you a favor at the gate, though. They can do a favor at the gate with Tom Brady's first game that he's calling in the National Football League.
Don't do me no favors.
When the Cowboys come walking into the Brown Stadium.
Oh yeah, they're playing the Cowboys. You know I'm gonna be a Browns fan that day. I'll be all up in the dog pound. all day. Yep. All right. We got 4 more teams to get to. And these 4 teams, I'm saying each one of these 4 teams that we're going to talk about, minimum 11 wins. And I'm starting with CJ Stroud. I'm starting with the head coach, DeMeco Ryan, and the Houston Texans. Houston Texans are my pick to come back and repeat as the AFC South champs. Because that team is truly, shout out to formerly named, whole nother level. Okay? I like this team as constructed. I like them put together. The fact that they have made the necessary moves on both sides of the ball to make themselves a standout. And again, we always say barring injury or any other issues. But I'm telling you right now, Houston Texans, y'all keep doing what you're doing, 11 wins.
Houston's the favorite to win. I mean, CJ Stroud outdid everybody's expectations, and you bring in Joe Mixon. You bring in Stephon Diggs. You really didn't lose nobody significant either. So you pretty much bringing your offense back, and you adding 2 pieces to it. And come on, man. Now, between Jacksonville, Indianapolis, and Houston, we're going to see. And Houston has the inside track because they go to Tennessee to end the season, while the Colts and Jaguars have to fight it out. They go to Tennessee. Houston can go 11-6.
Yeah, same as they did. No, they went 10-7 last year. They get 1 more.
11-6.
All right, next,
they win the division.
Next up is the defending Super Bowl champions who finished the season 11-6, Kansas City Chiefs. Man, I mean, the question is going to be asked this year: do you take the Chiefs to win it all, or do you take the field? But for the sake of this conversation, Chiefs 12 wins. It's Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. Everybody talking about the behind the back pass that he threw to Travis Kelce in preseason, which is just a reflection of what this team, what those 2 future Hall of Famers are used to doing any given Sunday, Saturday, whenever, Monday, Thursday. But again, led by Andy Reid, Steve Spagnuolo is still the head defensive coach. Like, man, come on, cut it out. Have teams gotten better? Yes. But they've gotten better in order to compete against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Right now, the bar is Kansas City, got 5 or 6 other teams, and then everybody else. Everybody's trying to rise themselves up to the level of the defending Super Bowl champion Chiefs. I say 12 wins.
Buffalo, you screwed up last year.
Yeah, they did. So did
Baltimore, you screwed up last year.
That was their moment.
Everybody was saying Kansas City has never played a playoff game on the road. We don't know how they look on the road. Patrick Mahomes, all his playoff games was at home. What he gonna do? Went to Buffalo, smacked Josh Allen around. I'm leaving your cold state and going back home and still playing football. Oh, I got to go face the MVP. All right, we can go there. Oh, they forgot how to run the ball.
Yep.
And now y'all let him grab the fastest receiver in the draft. Does it? and then the behind the back pass was a play because Travis Kelce didn't run the right route, according to Patrick Mahomes. So when you mess up, they still make things happen.
Right.
They'll go 12-5, and they'll probably be a 1 or 2 seed in the NFL.
Let's talk about Buffalo before we get to the last team here tonight on the Sports Arena. And Playmaker, thank you so much for joining me on this, my brother.
No.
Man, Buffalo, I am a huge Buffalo Bills fan. I like Josh Allen. I go back to the year he got drafted. I was in Lucas Oil when that brother made the entire arena gasp as he launched that ball. Coaches, GMs, people in attendance were all like, that's what you heard. Okay? But now Josh Allen doesn't have, as you mentioned, doesn't have Stephon anymore. Who got Diggs? Houston Texans got Diggs.
They ain't on
CJ Stroud.
They ain't on a team from the South that pluck his receiver.
Oh, I know. So when I look at Buffalo, I still say they're going to win their division. Unless Aaron Rodgers stays healthy. But the Jets and the Bills might have to fight it out. Miami, they're going to try something. I don't have faith in Miami. I just don't. But Buffalo, of all the teams in the AFC, they need to win their division. You just talked about Kansas City being the 1 or 2 seed. Buffalo needs the number 1 seed. They need all the games to go through Buffalo. Yes, Patrick Mahomes went in there and, to quote Jim Ross, stomped a mud hole in his ass and walked it dry. I'm just saying to you, the momentum for Buffalo, they need to have it this entire season. Because like you said, and I completely agree with you, last season was the year that either Baltimore or Buffalo, it was supposed to be their time. And Patrick Mahomes said, nope, I'm still here. I'm still the sheriff. I'm the HNIC. So Buffalo needs to get 11 wins. They need to win the division. They need to find a way so that everybody goes through Orchard Park.
Bills Mafia, prepare for a down year. Prepare for a down year. Not only did you lose Stephon Diggs to the Houston Texans, Gabriel Davis went to Jacksonville. What receivers you got? I ain't say tight ends. I said receivers. What receivers you have left for Josh Allen to throw to? Dawson Knox, he's going to do his thing as long as he stay healthy. Dalton Kincaid had a breakout year. James Cook. James Cook kept, I hate to say this, I hope he kept the routine that he did at Florida State because, he is a good back when he's in the lineup. Y'all playing too much on Josh Allen. Not to mention, we just talking about the offense. How many players did y'all lose on defense? How many guys did y'all lose on defense?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, didn't your safety went down to Miami? That's literally the South has picked Buffalo apart during free agency. It's a down year. But just because y'all got Josh Allen,
who 80% of the offense runs through,
I'll give you 9 wins because you have Josh Allen.
Okay.
But the AFC East might be the division that nobody knows who's going to win. Because
All
Buffalo
right.
lost a lot of pieces.
Yeah.
We pray that Aaron Rodgers can stay healthy.
Yes.
And Miami like to be Miami when they're at the worst time.
Mm-hmm. All right, last team. And I'm going to say this from the heart. Lamar, you need to do you. Number 8 need to be number 8. Damn it. This your time. Because y'all let one slip through your fingers last year. You know the AFC North is gunning for you. We've talked for years about how every time you get so close to the goal line, they push it back 5 more yards. This year, you were so close, and you were the one who didn't allow yourself to cross over. Because as the playmaker said, y'all forgot how to run the damn ball. Baltimore, y'all need to get it done. That's all that need to be said. When you're
that, still to this
be
day,
a high seed.
Because when you say Baltimore, you think of physicality. And then when they got to the Chiefs, I'm like,
they tried to do finesse things.
Y'all not a finesse team.
Facts. I so want Baltimore. They just, I just don't, I don't know what else I can say except get it done.
You have to. Y'all went to Santa Clara on Christmas night and pumped the 49ers in their own building.
Yes.
And everybody had to look, wait a minute here. Were we wrong for not talking about the Ravens more? Yeah. I watched y'all in person Sunday night when you came to Jacksonville. And I'm just like, this Baltimore, this just, you can't stop him. Number 8, you can't stop. You can't touch him. And then you get to Kansas City at home, by the way. And what are we doing?
The fundamentals.
There was literally open lanes for Lamar Jackson to take off. Now, it is the regular season, and we know how this goes. Baltimore wins the AFC North. I'm already saying it. Cincinnati comes in second.
I'm telling you, if Joe Burrow's healthy, they're going to fight for it.
I was saying Cincinnati comes in second.
Okay.
13-4. You might go down to 12-5. You might lose one more game.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us here tonight on the Sports Arena. Shout out to my man, the Playmaker, for joining me here today. Like I said, next Monday night, since we did all 16 teams in the AFC, next week, might have to go a little earlier because you know when we start talking about that NFC. Plus, I know Mike Caratanuto's going to be back. Queen of Hoop might be joining us. Might have some other guests stopping in.
Oh, boy.
But you know when we talk NFC, we could go on and on and on. And I'm not talking about just Mike either.
But maybe them other two might have to wake up and really be honest about their team on this one, like most of the fans are doing now. Because, they ain't not having a fun offseason. I can tell you that.
No, they're not. They're not. But here's what I will say: when Mike and I spoke last, he anticipated that his number 1 wide receiver would be signed by now. So when that didn't happen, I said, okay, we're going to give him another week. So Jerry and Stephen Jones and CeeDee Lamb and his agent, y'all need to get in the room and figure it out. Because I want to be respectable to the players on that team. I give a damn about the fans. But I want to be respectable to the players and say, based on what y'all did last year, not losing in Jerry World until the postseason, something needs to be said. However, if they do not get number 88 signed, by next Monday, in the words of Paul Heyman, this is not a prediction. This is a spoiler. Dallas will be last in the NFC East. That's even with the New York Giants having a quarterback problem. That's even with Jaden Daniels, a rookie, being the starter for the Washington Commanders. And that's even with both Jason Kelce and Fletcher Cox not playing on the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, but I think Philly on a mission, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, much love to my band Playmaker and to everybody tuning and chiming in. We will see y'all next Monday night right here on the Sports Arena. Everybody stay blessed. Peace.